Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. So, today I'm back with my 1 week of a PCOS answers giveaway. Thank you so much for all your support, your emails, your likes, and everything else that has to do with social media. And you're all really great at it. I'm trying to work really hard with these videos and trying to get more comfortable. Yesterday, I talked about acne and PCOS, if you'd like to have a look at that. And I also put some references in there. The day before, I talked about, I don't even remember. But there's two videos up if you'd like to take a look at that. So today, I am going to talk about sweeteners. I can't believe I didn't talk about that in the last two videos. So here's the opportunity to talk about it because I feel like every time I post anything or we talk about PCOS, the question comes up. In fact, when we talk about anything, low carb diet, when we talk about intermittent fasting, people are always wondering what breaks a fast? This A, B, C, D break a fast. That's probably the most common question, and I'll probably get to that or have gotten to that many times in many interviews and podcasts. But today I want to talk specifically about sweeteners. I want to leave a little bit of a disclaimer here. Please do not kill the messenger. I often say this when I talk about sweeteners and dairy and a whole bunch of other things because I feel like often people get it's a funny thing. I think that when you know that something raises your insulin or you know that it's probably not good for you if you get really upset when people talk about taking it away. So a little bit of a joke there, but specifically for women with PCOS. Are sweeteners all that great for you? So let's talk a little bit about that. We do talk quite a bit about this in the book, the PCOS plan. There's also some really good references. I'm always giving you guys references, so I'm gonna put this in the video subject, not subject, but the description today. Dr. Fung talks quite a bit about sweeteners and why sweeteners might not be a great option for people following a low carb diet or women with PCOS and intermittent fasting, why they might actually be hindering your journey and not really helping you at all. So, just to go back a little bit, women with PCOS, like myself, I lived and struggled with PCOS for quite a few years of my life, tend to have a lot of sugar cravings. I think we talked about this a little bit. So, when people embark on this low carb intermittent fasting journey, they often look for substitutes for the sugars that they're taking away. And so here comes the food industry with these great products, quote unquote, great products that are said to have no calories, no carbs, and so they should be harmless and great for you. I'm not here to say whether or not these products, and I'm not going to name any specific products. And when I say sweeteners, I mean all sweeteners. Okay, so I'm talking about stevia, erythritol, xylitol, aspartame, whether it's a natural sweetener or artificial sweetener. Okay, the sweet taste of it and everything else is what I want to speak to you about today. So, really, it's physiological effect on your body and why it might not be the best option for your journey. So, going back a little bit, these products are widely sold, right, in diet drinks, in packets of sugar substitutes for you to make your keto treats or whatnot. And so the label and what calls out to people and to women with PCOS that crave sugar, obviously, is that it has no carbs, it has no calories. What's the issue here? The issue is the problem with women with PCOS. I'm not, and I would be saying the same if I were talking about people with obesity or diabetes. What's the problem? The problem is insulin. What's the solution? The solution is to lower insulin. The problem is not carbs per se, although carbs can raise insulin. The problem is not calories, and Dr. Fung talks quite a bit about this in his first book, The Obesity Code. PCOS is not a caloric problem. It is a hormonal problem. And what's the hormone that's causing all of this havoc? Insulin. So please be clear, and I will say this forever and ever. And I know a lot of you might want to challenge me on this. And if you do want to challenge me on this, or challenge yourself, go for it. if you know how to check your ketones, not that I'm necessarily saying that you have to have high ketones, but the only way that you can test an insulin response directly or indirectly in this case is to check your ketones. And so if you want to challenge yourself and you have something with a sweetener, and you check your ketones, but you have to do this for a period of time, 30 minutes later, an hour and a half later, 2 hours, possibly up to 3 hours, you can check your ketone reaction. If your ketones go down within that hour to 2 to 3 hours, and you're fasting, if your ketones go down and your insulin, then it's a likely the reason behind it is likely because your insulin is going up. So let me be very clear. The problem with sweeteners is not that they have carbs, because they don't. It's not that they have calories, because they don't. Is that they raise insulin in most people, if not all people, particularly in people with PCOS and other insulin resistant conditions. If you're more insulin resistant, you're going to have a higher insulin response to most foods, and sweeteners are one of them. So again, don't kill the messenger. The reason why I'm leaving this out there is because the only way to kill the insulin beast, as I've said before, is to either starve the beast by intermittent fasting or tame the beast by consuming foods that are going to have a very low insulin response. Okay, and unfortunately, sweeteners are not a product that is going to have an insignificant insulin response. The other thing that it's going to do, if you're anything like me, is that once you have products with sweeteners, it leaves you craving for more and more. It's going to make your fasting very challenging. It's going to make your food choices not the best. So I leave this with you with the best of intentions. Please don't kill the messenger. I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to doing another video for you tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, everyone.